be very powerful. It can bring you from one level of thought to another in a split second. This song makes me wanna kiss you so bad. This song makes me want to so bad. Crypto is sexy. It can be a drag. But this song makes me want to kiss you so bad. Turn the market on. It's the only light we'll have. This song makes me want to kiss you so bad. Have you ever wanted to make a trade? While I'm sitting in your lap, oh God. This song makes me want to with you so bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Something's got me crazy for you. It's a combination of the high and me being with you. It's a bull run, baby. The market's crazy, and I just want you. Crypto can be sexy, and I want you. I want you. I want you. I do.
What the hex is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, unfuck your shit, bro.
What the hex is you guys talking about?
Mainstream crypto influencers are the Walmart greeters of the crypto space. You're welcome, DJ Cryptomatic.
The biggest winner, of course, was Hex, and we want to know, well, what the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck's happening?
What the heck?
What the heck?
What the hex? What is this?
What the E-Hex?
What the hex?
Ha ha! E-Hex has pumped today. The big recovery, my friends.
It's the long lost, wayward, weeward,
The
leeward
long-lost-
son.
Like P-Hex, the real hex, has gone down. And E-Hex, look at this.
What the hex?
Look at this. What can go wrong? Can we have nice things, guys? Who will cheat the chart, as the young people say? Oh man. But it's a good like
It's a good minute.
It's whatever, but it's good. It's a good for our candle green chart thing. What's up with you, Papa B?
I'm ecstatic. You've just made my day. Or actually, you've made my minute. I think it's wonderful. Let's bask in this. Let's hope that the green stays green for the show.
That's right. I got the
I
Lambo
love
back
it.
here. Everything.
Look
is
at
good.
that. That's not a
Yeah.
Lambo.
It needs new tires.
That's not even a Toyota. Isn't that like the
It's not even a Toyota.
isn't that the one that got lapped?
That's
And,
the Mustang that didn't achieve shit
the-
at the race.
That was the most. Okay, can we reflect back on that race?
I want to see that again.
Let's clean house. Let's just
Right.
take out the dust. Here we go. Bringing out the oldie moldy. For those of you that don't remember seeing it live,
Daytona.
I think that this car was running. It reportedly was running, and the driver
On fumes.
remembered which was the brake and which was the accelerator. And all it had to do was come in not last.
It
And
was
qualify.
leading actually the whole race. It was the qualifying. It was leading. Like
Yep.
I don't understand much about this sport because
Yes.
as a European, we find this a bit weird that it goes in
Yeah.
circles and circles.
Oh, yeah.
And that it was leading
Yeah.
all the race up
Yes.
until the last maybe not even 40 seconds.
No, that's not true.
And then
what
everybody took
happened-
over and he finished last.
And it's okay. Well, okay. So there's two things that come to
how I
mind.
remember.
One is you know when you don't remember to fill the gas tank.
Yeah.
That and also the other thing comes to mind is like suddenly it went from being a gas combustion engine to like that car from the Flintstones where you have to like use your
Where
feet
they
to
run
push
with-
it along. Yeah, and the thing that really hurt was the last opponent in the race went into the pit and had time to, I guess, change its tires and bleed the brakes and give the driver a coffee and brewed fresh, and then he got back in and started going, and that he was like ahead by one lap at one point, and this car, the final car, comes out of the pit, and it was able to catch up and win against our beautiful Hex.com.
Right. So you're saying it's all about the pit action, the pit stop, the strategic.
No. What I'm saying is that was the insult to the injury.
Yeah.
When the other guy had time to sit in the pit, get taken care of, and then he still took off and was able to make up for the lap that it was down and overtake our car. Again, if we would have, I say we, like we were in the car. No, if our glorious Hex.com supported car number 55 would have just kept up the pace.
That's $500,000 or whatever we spent as a community on this thing. But
well,
hey, we spend more money on stupider stuff.
Look, people think that we didn't get value from that. I say we got great value. They said the Hex.com car several times, I think, if I recall.
Yeah.
I was a little bit stoned, but yes, they said that
and
a
it
bunch
was
of times.
running in other races too, I think. After.
And it's on the freaking video game as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's forever immortalized. Plus, it's a great meme gadget, As you can see behind you, the car doesn't have a tire on or something. It's on blocks.
And I was promised a die-cast iron model of this car.
Iron? They don't make them out of iron anymore. What
No,
century are
or
you in?
tin, or tin
No,
can.
tin is no. They don't do tin anymore either. It's all plastic.
Well, that sadly never happened.
Die cast, as they call it, pot
Die-cast.
metal. Yes, they
3D print.
that's code language for whatever's in the smelting pot in China. Just die cast. There it comes. Could be lead, could be mercury.
That's right.
It's all sorts of fun for the kids. So yeah, so that's the story. If anybody doesn't remember, but you know what? It became a symbol of. I predict. Oh, and then the comedy is that the Lamborghini team kept winning it after this. I mean, like constantly, like all the time, until there was a crash from one of the main cars that nearly killed the driver. Thank God did not.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the flip side, you want to see the bull market result, go see the Hex.com footage, the Hex.com Lamborghini race team that was dominating all of Europe or all of the United States. I forgot which one it was. That was not so televised nor anticipated as this one was. But we should have continued to give them our support. Oh, do we still have a racing team? Yes or not?
Yes, we have a
yeah.
racing team in the UK. You see, with multiple Lambos and all kinds of cars. and
Well,
exotic
then-
cars and hexracing.co.uk, and they're doing pretty well in the championships.
I think we should spotlight them at some point and
GT Cup. Yes, we should have them on
Oh.
the show
have them on the show.
and talk about
Look
it.
at me and my hoarse voice. I've been yelling because of the green candle all morning.
The erectile hex.
The erectile dysfunction hex.
That's what it is. Let me say hi to the chat real quick. We've
Sure,
got
why
our
not?
loyal viewers in here. We've got 40
Yes.
people live at the moment. That's very nice. Please, you guys, click the likes, smash the
guyses.
likes, as what the young people say. You guys follow the channel on the YouTube, ring the bell, all that good stuff. We need to get our numbers up. This is the one of the only few real hex shows left here.
What's a real hex show?
Everyone done flipped.
Old men crabbing at some problem in the world.
That's as real as it gets. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
We'll die here. Or
we'll
go
down that
moony.
hill. Get
Yeah.
Miss Avalon first. Nice.
Mwah.
Hex Kong, good looking. What's up?
There you go. Long time
Hex
fan
Kong.
of Hex Kong myself.
Did you know Hex Kong saved Funding Jim in Vegas when he had the flu thing?
No, you're wrong. It's not Hex Kong. You're thinking of Hex Monkey.
No.
Hex
I thought it was
Monkey.
Hex Kong. I thought it was
Hex
Hex
Monkey.
Kong.
Hex Monkey.
Who took him home on the couch and gave him the
Hex
chicken
Monkey.
soup.
Hex
Monkey. All
Monkey.
right.
Yes.
Well,
You're thinking
Any
of
one of
King
the two.
Kong and the monkey and then the monkey, Hex Monkey. I understand how your brain works now. I've been streaming with you long enough. I know how these logical
I'm
farts
getting old,
happen.
man. Do you know
Yeah.
next month I have to do the
Oh, nice.
thing
Yes.
exam? I'm
Yes.
not looking forward to that.
You do know that in the States now you can shit in a box and send it in. They take your feces and they sift through
They
it.
told
And they
me
say
you have
no
to get
cancer
someone that takes you home. And I'm like, why? She's
because
like,
you're gonna be
you're
gonna be out.
shitting on. all
No,
over
you
the
no. You're gonna be. It's a general anesthetic, and if you want to see how it goes, you should do a YouTube search for Jimmy Kimmel colonoscopy. Personally, I think that anybody in the chat above the age of 50 should be doing the old camera up the jacksie. We have Toby Wan in the chat, which means he may come today on time.
Make comes to show. And he's
Thank you.
confirming my mistake. So apologies.
Mhm.
Shout out to Hex Monkey, who's also in the
Yes.
chat. I got you
Yeah.
guys confused. My bad.
Yep. Yep. Hats off to Hex Monkey for saving Gary.
Saving
And
Gary.
and in the process contracting it himself.
That's not nice.
Because the deep mouth kissing.
Oh. But Gary is now the king of the Minect app. He's killing it out there on the networking front. So salute
I'm
to that.
sure that he spread the word effectively. and
We
often.
got Archie S in the building. We got a Wookiee in the house.
Oh, we're on the spot today.
Hex on air. Hope you're doing all right. We got Hex
Hello.
Glenn. What the hex?
What the
Exactly.
hex,
What the
indeed.
hex is going? Maddie All In is here.
Hello, Maddie.
Paul Sachs.
Oh, by the
and
way,
Games Club Hex. Hex Hoddle is here too. Yes.
yes. Can we open up the show, so to speak, in the last 45 minutes that we have, of course, after all the fluff? Maddie successfully, with the help of a one or multiple whales in our community, has successfully found not only an attorney that could jump into this whole fray and get the extension, the amici that he intends to file.
That's right. And shout out to
case.
Ben Dubard, who is a
Ben Dubard.
Hexagon
I know Ben Dubard.
streamer.
He's an upstanding young man, Ben Dubard.
He is. And he's a soccer referee.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
as a-
And he's also a participant in B9, believe it or not. Ben Dubard, B9. Is it any coincidence that the B's are aligned? So B9, thank you. B9.xyz. Ben Dubard helping out where he can. So hats off. Although I'm not.
I understand he's a South Carolina resident,
and he would have to dox himself for this too, for you, for your sins, everybody.
Yes, and he's helping Maddie getting the ducks in the line, so to speak.
In a row, yes.
In a row.
Yes. But I think it's wonderful that I think we would call this a pop fly catch or a left field dive catch, that Maddie organized everything at the last second and was able to raise funds and get the right attorney on the phone. Nuclear Herbs shouting out to both of these young men, one for taking action and Nuclear Herbs for telling us, chilling us all out and giving us the legalese interpretation to understand what the hell's going on there with the hot dog child who sells at Lowe's parking lot and was butthurt because he played crypto.
Lost some money. Yeah, he played crypto.
And then of course the ambulance chasing attorney that said, I smell that there's money in this. Let's get a class action. I'm going to make my name because I've never heard of Hex or Richard Hart, but I'm going to sue the pants off anybody for my margin. And everybody that joins a class action will be insured of $3.50 of returned funds, but I'll get millions and billions and that's what happened. So shoo, you ambulance chasing monkeys.
Good point. What else happened? Hex Hoddle says these two make Hex seem like a boomer coin. That's right.
Yeah, seem like
before it was Conrad Hex.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Conrad. Do you remember Conrad?
I don't want to remember Conrad. He and I locked horns a few times.
The first vampire.
Well, he wasn't the first. He was. Yes.
Well, one of the first. Yeah.
Was he
the
first?
I always liked Conrad.
I liked him until he announced his dumpage, and he did a market dump, and I didn't appreciate that. I mean, if you're gonna get out of this thing of ours, DCA out or use a limit for God's sake. Don't fucking press the market dump button. It hurts. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help anybody. Use limits. They're available on Pulsechain now. Limit orders are the way to go. You went out, good. You get profit. That's what this thing's about. Just use a limit order to get out in small chunks so don't hurt the price so much. But Conrad Zen, I pushed the market sell button even though I told everybody I was going to limit out. Oh, and by the way, I'm a vampire too.
Here's my reflection token.
Yeah.
Peace.
And it's like, listen, everybody that follows me, just don't sell this stuff. Just hold on to it and stake it, and it'll take care of you. Just like another coin that I won't mention.
But it's really a weird coin, this Pizan thing. I have some just for journalistic, just to so that I can join the conversation. But it's
So
really
you can-
weird. Like you have it sitting in your wallet, and then it accumulates on its own like every other day. But
Yeah,
when you
great.
move it to another
Mhm.
wallet,
Mhm.
everything that you accumulated is gone.
Yes.
And also, if you sell something,
Yeah.
it's also gone. Like this is
Yeah.
weird. Like
And it's gone coin. So you got it just to kind of like getting one of those face sucker aliens in a tube to study it. You have one. You have
so
a
this is
small
part of
bag,
the
yeah.
ecosystem. So, and I feel we're covering shit here. Well, we're mostly Hex, but still, it's Pulsechain and
Mostly
whatever.
Hex.
So, I feel it's important to know what's going on. So I have some as an experiment, as a lab rat.
But
it's really not that great.
I guess we should get Toby to show us the chart. I'm sure that it's very healthy.
The P-Zen chart. No, I want to show the Bitcoin chart because Bitcoin has been all the rage, even our founder. And sometimes I feel like this is 2017 all over again. Well, when people are fudding it like, like the China mining ban, and now we had the ghost of Mount, there's the ghost of Mount Gox. We have the ghost of FTX. Then we have the government, especially the German government, dumping the price down. It's the Germans. Even our supreme leader, who is also he's a great guy, but he's also a fantastic troll. And he knows how to FUD things too. Like, don't get it fucked up. And so he was talking about the governments and dumping Bitcoin. And he was like, he's this Ethereum fan now a little bit that is saying, hey, guys,
always has been.
You want to have less exposure to the Bitcoin Ethereum chart when all these governments are starting to dump it down, then Ethereum might survive. So he's been on that kind of tirade, and then also, posted the screenshots from which governments have been dumping. But it's not only the Germans; it's also the US, who has
the allies again. The allies are doing this thing to me.
No, it's who just recently moved $240 million worth of old, dusted Silk Road BTC.
Of course they are.
And they moved it. And the funny thing is they moved it to Coinbase. So
of
first
course
they're trying to sue Coinbase for dealing with unregistered, unlicensed securities, but it's okay to use them as an off-ramp.
And don't forget
the irony.
to contribute. Don't forget to contribute your ill-gotten devil's coins to the Joe Biden campaign at the following address at the bottom of your screen.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it may be a security, it may not be. Maybe we'll come back. Maybe Gary Gensler will do another 4 years because, after all, I will veto anything that comes across my desk that takes any of the firepower away from the SEC to do their job. Oh boy.
Exactly. So this article here goes through all the various things where the governments have seized Bitcoin. Here's one of a narcotics case. So the IRS is sitting on 150 million worth of BTC, and there's the Coinbase thing. How's the lows? Here's the German government.
Yes. How much do they have?
And they have 750, like 46 million dollars worth of Bitcoin.
Okay.
Which they moved. But
how much is the Japanese?
Yeah, hold on. In total, they hold 45,609 Bitcoin, which is a fair amount. I would say it's $2.8 billion worth. And they've been dumping, which made the price go down over the weekend. The markets shook. Everybody shook. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. But the thing is, it's not actually the German government. It's like police departments within Germany. Like this, what happened, this recent dumpage here was in Saxonia. That's like East Germany.
Saxonia?
Maybe they needed some new police equipment or something.
That's a bullshit name. That can't be a place's name.
It's a county.
Welcome to Saxonia.
And and they well, they've been dumping. So,
But-
and here is the Kobayashi Nobuaki.
Yes.
Oh, there's actually another story. Hold on,
Oh.
where's this tweet? From Sami here. Is this true? And I heard through the grapevine that you are somewhat familiar with the story that the Mt. Gox creditors are only receiving now $483 per Bitcoin. Is that true?
Oh.
And it's according to Japanese law, confirmed by Reuters.
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop. This is what I always suspected, and people didn't believe me. They settle in yen. Is that what we're hearing now? They're not
so.
giving the coin. They're giving the yen. Is that real?
They're giving the yen.
Really? Because that's even
Under
worse
Japanese
by the day.
law. Under
Yes.
Japanese law, it says here,
Yeah.
aka like FTX Mt. Gox creditors will get 483 per Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, that's 0.00.
Oh my
held at the
God.
time. The $9 billion becomes only 72 million paid back to the customers.
Oh fuck! That really happened. That really happened.
Well, that's a rumor
didn't
that's
even-
going around now. So
This is okay. This
just
is my.
rumors.
I wonder
This
if I
no
accidentally started
financial
this.
advice and no liabilities, no guarantees. Don't take my
Yeah.
word
So
for
so
it.
basically, where people like Tangent, for example, that was. We have lots of people in our ranks that have been
Yes.
wounded from Mt. Gox because they were
That's
early
right.
adopters and early players in this whole thing of ours. Like Tangent was expecting. I mean, not, like tongue in cheek, he was saying, "Oh my God, if I got my Bitcoin back, wouldn't that be jolly?" Because back in the day, it was roughly that price, and even less actually. So I think that they're getting a bump to get up to $483. But also remember that there's a forex slippage here too, because the yen is sinking at such a rate. Mt. Gox was going on when the yen was like 78 or 80 something to the dollar.
Right.
And now it's 160 to the dollar, almost 2x in the opposite direction. So, and I always said the Japanese court system cannot release in anything other than their local currency by law. They can't release Bitcoin. For example, this is something very close to what I have going on. I have a freaking deadbeat motherfucker in Japan that owed me an entire Bitcoin for like the last 6 years.
Oh yeah, you
And-
told me that story.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So as every day that he postpones, he gets a better deal in paying me back because the court system only demands yen and only at the time of the complaint. So I was granted I won the case, and now it's up to me to go collect. And my attorney's trying to get him on a payment plan, and even this dipshit can't even get his story straight. He's like, "Do I really have to pay?" It's like, dude, here's the court order. Here, you're in my office. Of course you got to pay. So yeah, but it's only collected in yen. So same like the Mt. Gox. I think it's going to be. The question is, can the government, which is in dire straits, not simply abscond with the Bitcoin and only issue the dollar value out at their discretion? It's completely likely that that's what's happening. So you'll
But
have
that
another
happened
government. Yeah.
in 2013, that's like more than
Yes.
10 years ago at this point.
Yes.
And I, for example, I'm affected in the Cryptopia hack situation. Do you know that down
Mhm.
under
Yes.
exchange? Because I
Yes.
had some Spank Chain coins.
Spank Chain. Oh, the moon coin, the true moon coin.
Chain, the Moon
Spank it.
coin. I
Yes.
left that on the exchange. And
Good for
then that
you.
whole thing. So for me, it's only some Spank Chain. But there are guys
Spank Chain.
that have had some serious Ethereum and Bitcoin up there, and there, same story. Like it's and also what's crazy about that is that the administrators, the lawyers in the process, their invoice by now, because I'm getting all these reports every year,
It's
what's the
more than your
current
Spank Chain was worth.
oh, forget about my Spank Chain. That's like half of the whole funds that were at the exchange at the
Yes,
time.
yes.
So
And
that's they're making a killing.
welcome to the real
Chasing
world.
administrators in that case. So
They aren't
and that's
all
not
like
moving
nuclear
anywhere.
herbs. Yeah, they are not
Yeah.
all like nuclear herbs, all open
Unfortunately.
and cool. No, and hey, and you know, you talk to
And he-
nuclear herbs, and you say, how do you make your living? And he's like, I have billable hours to whoever's on the list. So I think about, I have a good shit in the morning, and I write that off to 15 minutes of billable hours to some client somewhere. I talk to my kid on the phone, and I mention at the end a client's name just to kind of tag that as billable hours for that. And I drive to work, and those miles are billable to somebody else. That's my attorney friends are all about that, and it's just it is what it is, you know. You don't want to use an attorney till you have to, and when you do, you just open up the pocketbook and you go, whatever you need, just there it is. Vacuum out whatever you need and get me out of this bind.
But it's the ghost of Mount Gox, the ghost of FTX, the ghost of Cryptopia. They will come out a few more times, I guess, to spook the market, and it's always good for headlines, but nothing ever has really happened. Yeah,
isn't it great though that this stuff happens during the summer months, which are supposed to be the doldrums? Get it out of the way now, so we can have a bull run. Come on.
But Nuclear Herbs has been tweeting today about the Trump thing. So today, of course, is debate night, ladies and gentlemen, in maybe 3-4 hours. So you want to be watching that on CNN. And
what?
There is like a conspiracy shit already going around that CNN has been, like, Trump has been given a list of things that he can't bring up during the debate, and if so, they actually have the right to censor him or whatever. So just, you know, for entertainment purposes, it might be interesting to watch that whole thing go down.
It's the epic clash of the
boomers.
They are so old and out of it. It's going to be whoever stands for 90 minutes without a toilet break at that age.
Yeah,
they win. They win.
That deserves actually some recognition. You're very
and by the way, I heard the CNN view of things from the Republican side. They were talking to a senator yesterday, and they said, you know, the Republicans are completely ready for mainstream media to award the win to Joe Biden by default if he can stand up for 90 minutes. They're just ready to do this. They got all the fanfare is ready. The rockets are ready to shoot off. So Trump knows this, and in these cases, I just want to see two men in an arena hitting each other with socks full of feces. I can't wait to see this.
Bag.
Yes, colostomy.
Throw my colostrum bags and cover them in shite.
Yes.
So that's how it's gonna go down. But hey, your man Trump, you know,
Trump.
He goes all in on, well, not ours, but you guys' in the chat.
You guys' man Trump.
Everybody loves.
You have him.
Mexicans love themselves some Trump.
We love it when people make promises that affect our bags. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So he's making Bitcoin mining USA, made in the USA. So he has a big plan about crypto. Actually, it would be interesting to see if crypto comes up in the debate.
Oh, yes.
But so does Biden, who starts to announce, you know, new picks for the SEC and the FDIC. And
at the last minute.
Which
at the last minute.
A bit more friendly towards the crypto space. So
bullshit.
It's tit for tat, you guys.
Sorry. But he would have to say, I will. It doesn't say right here. President Biden announces picks for SEC, FDIC, and Treasury leadership. Ready for this? I pick this young strapping guy, Gary Gensler, for the SEC. You see? I picked him. See what I did there? All right. Fuck you, man. Fuck Gary Gensler.
Oh, well.
From the deepest, darkest bowels of hell. Fuck him to that. Fuck him to that place.
Gensler gotta go.
Such a fucking stooge.
The Gwei is gay. Shout out to the LGBTQ community. The Gwei is super low. I've seen like 2 Gwei on Monday, I think it was. How about that? Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
But I have nothing to do currently on Eve, so I can't.
You what?
Yeah, I've got nothing going on. My stakes are staking. I've got
Oh yeah. I mean,
got nothing to do
no,
there.
I got
But Hodl
a
Dog
few more days yet.
has ended a few stakes, so he's happy.
Ah, today.
Yeah, a few little ones. Hexo probably too.
Huddle Dog, doesn't he still have like daily stakes or hourly
Yes.
stakes? Or
And Hexo
minute?
does it too. Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
So for them, it'd be good to get them unstaked at least.
I once admired Hodl Dog's staking ladder. I saw it in all of its glory, and I'm like, oh wow, look at all them little needles. Look at all them little needles you got just stacked up all the way until infinity. What a trooper! What a dedicated Hexican. And he got, yeah, he doesn't deserve what he got, but he still got his head up high and loves Hex.
Oh
and,
yeah.
You know, and God love him. He's one of us. So let's keep the party going.
He's great. And he also changed strategy later on and did, accumulated more and staked out.
Oh,
longer.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
fine. This is just jokes, but
Yes.
I know in the beginning for his live stream, for his shows, he did a lot of little
Welcome
ones.
to my
But-
crypto journey where I
welcome to
stake
the hood.
everything I've got every single day for the next forever.
That's right.
Do you like my crypto journey?
But speaking of crypto journey, what does that tell us? Where are we on the journey when the GUI is this low right now? When Bitcoin is bouncing around near all-time highs?
It means that we're blue. No, we're red. We just
We're red.
we just hit red. Just the cusp of red.
Just hit red, and it's almost orangey. Almost already starting to turn orange.
Not yet. Please,
Maybe
not
to
yet.
do with maybe it's just for the Trump debate.
Maybe. Can we just say that we've got a long way to go? We got 1 year, and this is what I tune into the Bitcoin maxi spaces recently.
Oh yeah.
I always try to make my rounds and listen
What's
into
the
whatever.
vibes over there?
The vibe is you got a year max until a blow off top, which will last, and get this is what they say consistently, 72 hours, or and you don't get out then, you'll be wrecked for a long, long time. But I say, okay, you know what? I really hope that it's that predictable again. We are all hoping for it. We got this chart. So if that happens, 72 hours, it's a lot shorter than it was last time, but that peak, get the hell out if you got Bitcoin.
I mean,
man.
also all this FUD with the government selling. Woohoo! I mean, if you zoom out a little, look at this. Does this look shitty to you or bearish or whatever? Okay, we get this big red giant dildo thing going on here, but this is nothing, guys.
It's a reverse cup and handle. It means
This is
everything
like-
falls out of it. The coffee's on the ground.
It's nothing. Nothing's happening here. It's just
No.
fine.
Just fine.
And what else is going on? Oh yeah, Solana, who is another Pulsechain competitor, pumped by 10% on this news.
Woohoo.
Today that Van Eck is filing a spot ETF application
Coming to a theater near you in 2030. I'm sure that Gary Gensler will race to go and approve a Solana ETF. Yes. Settled in dollars, by the way. So you think it's going to pump your Solana? This is the pump now. As you see in ETH, remember, nobody remembers this. DJ, do you remember that Gary Gensler at the last second said Ethereum ETFs and BTC ETFs must be settled in U.S. currency?
Yeah.
Which means it's not going to help the price either way. You know, when people get in, get out, it's just going to increase the ability to be exposed to, but it won't hurt. It won't hurt or help spot that much.
Yeah, it's probably
because it's
seldom
all
used.
a casino chip. It's not.
It
it's
is.
It's in a closed network.
Same as this here is the base layer 2, where meme coins recording double digit. We've got Iggy Azalea launching her meme coin. That's actually again on Solana, and she was at Wall Street actually for this shit. So
oh boy,
that's another weird one that celebrities like Iggy Azalea, who else? Soldier Boy, and your guy Tate, Andrew Tate.
My guy.
They all launched, not yours, but the chat.
Yes. You guys is guy.
Your
Is it-
guys is
You
guy.
guys is guys. Yeah.
That they're launching meme coins now in the cycle, which is weird. That's too early. Like
That's
should-
usually the topping action, isn't
they
it?
should be doing that at the top. That's a bit concerning, I might say.
Well, none of the Bitcoin. So first of all, from my sampling of the market, nobody considers the previous local all-time high and all-time high to be the all-time high.
Yes.
That's going to stick until the next crypto winter. That's not it. It's not close. It wasn't even the halving when we posted that all-time high, right? So
absolutely.
Nobody, everyone's so confident that it's going to go freaking bonkers. That the Bitcoin guys think 250,000 easy. A lot of people still holding on to the idea of 100,000. We're not there yet. We're not close to there. And a lot of money has to get, well, there's a lot of buyers, I think, for all these Bitcoin that are going to come onto the market.
Oh yeah,
there's
we
a lot
got
of-
here MicroStrategy. You know, you
Of
guys,
course, Michael
Sailor
Saylor.
Moon is planning to Sailor Moon planning to take on loans, like Toby did the other day. Toby
Oops.
Toby took out a loan to buy Hex, and
Oh,
well, he
Lonely
made
One
something.
Kenobi.
This is
Yes.
no financial advice. There he is.
You
fuming in the-
sons of bitches.
You say his name and he shall appear.
So hey, you're in good company here with Michael Saylor, who think now.
Oh,
is
is
a
he
good
is he
time.
doing the same? Yeah, I
He's
guess
doing
I'm
the same,
guessing
probably on a maybe a bigger scale than you, but
little bit.
Take that loan.
A little bit. Yeah. So, how's the sound? Am I okay on the volume and everything?
You're very good. You're very good
Excellent.
today, which is
Get
amazing.
it all
For the first
dialed
time
in.
ever.
I
You must have got the
And-
Blue Yeti directly into the port.
And
You gotta
before we
start
go
somewhere.
to TA with Toby, I found this here that I wanted to share. If you have kids, you can probably relate. Listen into this, okay?
Can we normalize sending the other family money for play dates? So recently, my daughter had a friend over, and I asked her mom for money, and this is how it went. So after the play date, I texted her mom and I said, "Thanks for letting Jamie play today. Please help out with your share of the expenses for the play date, totaling $15 via Venmo. Let's do it again sometime, because I can't keep doing these play dates if it's so expensive." And she said, "Expenses?" And I said, "Yeah, she used supplies and food while she was here. And this way we can do this more often without a monetary obligation on just one party, right? Makes sense." Now, she didn't say much, but she did say what supplies. And of course, I wrote them down. There was chalk, applesauce, fruit. She sat on the couch, so that's wear and tear. She actually broke it. She had 2 juice boxes. She went to the bathroom. She had yogurt. Then she actually sent the money, and I sent her a message thanking her for it, of course. She didn't say anything else, but I said, this will make it easier for us to do more play dates in the future. So what do you guys think?
Okay, all right. So hold on a second.
What do you guys?
I think that this goes. I think that a whole community thing. I used to my friend used to come over every day after school, and he stayed for dinner because his mom worked late, and there was never
Latchkey
any.
kids?
Hey, can you? Yeah, latchkey kids banding together and feeding, and it takes remember it takes a village, right? So if you got a friend out there back in the 70s and 80s who didn't have a warm meal waiting for him at home, and he's your good buddy, it was normal that you would invite him over, you do your homework together and do whatever, and then you'd invite him for dinner until his mom came pick him up, and then the parents would talk for another hour while you kind of rough
But
house.
can you
and play
imagine
Atari
pay,
2600.
charging $2 because he had to go to the toilet?
Sit on the couch for wear and tear is
Sit on the
outrageous.
couch for wear and
Yeah,
tear. What the fuck?
that's outrageous. Yeah, I tell her to go fuck off. Actually, I tell her $15, and I tell my son or daughter, go find another friend.
Dude, this has got. I mean, although it seems relatively convincing, it's got to be a spoof. You know what I mean? It's like this.
Can't be right. It can't be
No
real.
way that someone's legitimately thinking of these things. So I think she's
I
trying
would
to be funny,
be
which I found
legit
it funny. So,
concerned about humanity if that was the case.
I think we're missing the bigger picture here. I would definitely say, hey, you know, your little girl came over. She spent like $20 of wear and tear on my Naugahyde swivel rocking chair. She watched TV. She took some of the heat and energy.
Yes,
electricity. It's not free.
No.
So is it wrong that I had her mow my lawn at midnight and wash my car and do the windowsills? And
Right.
it's okay. You can have her back, but she's going to be tired. She may not make it to school tomorrow, but at least she worked off her debt. Thanks. Yeah.
Exalt says
Luckily,
Papa
my,
loves play dates.
I do. I'm a bad dad. No, I'm a great dad. Come on.
What a greedy
even though
parent.
I'm, you know, as
Yes.
usual, highly caffeinated to try to keep up with you guys.
Hmm.
My filter is working because I came up with a horribly, borderline racist joke, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
Keep it to yourself then,
In the green room, I'll
please.
share
If
it.
you think
because
it's
the thing is,
borderline,
like,
it's not
I don't know,
borderline.
I mean,
It's
not
over the
really.
line.
It's like I think it'd be funny. It's like I think even people of that particular race would find it humorous. But I'm
particular
just not.
ethnic group.
I'm not gonna roll the dice on that one.
Saying the word race. Saying the word race means that you're probably crossing a line of religion rather than race.
Maybe. You guys can judge me in the green room and let me know if it would pass.
Yeah,
the
let's
smell
keep
test.
that in the green room. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
That's
because
better.
if it can pass muster between a German and a Jew, it'll probably be okay.
Right. You guys are the perfect sounding board. So,
Perfect.
and then Papa, just to give you some props, I was showering as I do.
Congratulations! It's
Thursdays.
worked. My
Gives me a
campaign has
reason.
worked.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know,
Put
my
us on the
stream
Bluetooth
nights,
speaker.
It gives me a reason. To shower. But literally laughed out loud on the deep tongue kissing, like that.
Oh, thank you.
The ex monkey thing.
Like that was like
Thank you.
chef's kiss on
Hey,
that one. That was
Toby,
beautiful.
Hello.
Toby, have you got some charts?
Little neck bobble thing I do is weird. I don't know if I can still do
A
that.
little Indian thing going on. Yeah.
I zoomed out because normally what I'll do is I'll start out zoomed in and then I got to zoom out to
Click
remind
lock
everybody.
and zoom out. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like I got to remind everybody like what the bigger pattern is we're talking about. So I'm like, well, that's silly waste of time. So I'm just going to start out zoomed out. Now everyone knows why this looks crazy or different than usual to start. But this is the giant long pattern that we've been kind of watching for areas of support and resistance since the all-time high, right? And then, you know, it found some confluence back here in May of 25.
Which currency is this, by the way?
This is HEX, the one and only original, the
Next class.
the outcast, the hopefully prodigal son of RH, that he is cast to the winds, but it seems to be doing all right. And we will see that as I zoom in. So this is a longer pattern that we've been kind of playing out. And you can see here where we got some support and a significant bounce, tried to work our way back to it way back in August. And then we marched our way, barely made it past the midline. The 200 EMA knocked us down. And then we had the death tweet. And then, you know, here we are. So if you go in a little closer, if you remember that green squiggle line, I had to redraw it because I lost it, but it was something along this effect where it's like I was saying, you know, the trend is your friend. We're in this orange channel right now. So the likelihood is that we're going to continue to trend down and bounce along in this channel and kind of see what happens, right? So that was my little green bad paint job. Let me get rid of that guy. Where's that? Boom. So
Get rid of that worm. Yeah.
And then if you recall, we had the fractal that I don't know that I put on here. Did I have the fractal on here last week?
No.
On EHEX? Yeah. Okay. I found this after the show. All of a sudden my brain clicked and I'm like, wait a minute. Wouldn't it be curious to see like June 20th prior to the all-time high, what that fractal would look like if I added it to June 20th of this year?
Oh,
Like literally go back however many months that is, 15 months beyond or however many, I can't do math right now. So I found the fractal. I'm going to like color it up a little bit here so it's easier to see. Make it a little brighter. And then I'm going to zoom back out again to give you some interesting touch points. So,
we won. Look, it's over.
So check this out. Here's what's interesting.
I don't like
Remember
that we're supposed to be going lower.
No. But check this out. What have we said forever with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Crab walk sideways through the summer. September, things start to turn around into the fall, right? And then that's kind of the run up. And then you get, into the crazy shit that should be happening in the spring and summer of next year. So here's what I found interesting about this pattern. If I put it, and I lined it up right on June 20th to June 20th, and you can see that there's a little bit of an uptick just right after June 20th, like June 24 or June 28th. It shows basically a green candle. And what did we do in the last day and a half? So, I mean, obviously that's not indicative of shit. It's one day. But what's curious to me is like it actually goes up above a bit, and then we roll over, and then we find our bottom where on the white line, right? On that big white channel, which is really strange. And it's like, and then when we bounce off of it twice, and that's in September 16th of 24. Here's what's curious to me. We have a run up until October 25th. What's on October 24th?
The court case
hearing.
date.
How weird is that, right? It's like, I mean, obviously this is like astrology for dudes. I get it. But I mean, whenever you see stuff like this line up, it's like, wait, is it a sign? That's kind of crazy. So if it's a sell the news event, what would you expect, right? It's like there's going to be a run up until it, and then it's going to dump over. And so it would pull back down to around the current levels. Then we get the run. And interestingly, again, we come up above the midline.
I get the runs all the
on the
time.
midline, work our way up, and then basically by September of next year, if the time frame and the fractal played out exactly, which they never do, you come up to a significant point at 13.5 cents, because those were significant points of trading activity, and actually even a peak here back in March of 20. I'm sorry, March of 23.
Very concerning is your double bottom there at the 3 zeros and a 9.
Double bottoms are good though. Double bottoms.
We have
are
whales
turnarounds,
defending those lows, so I really.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I just found it interesting. And then
Wait, hold on. This is when does it peak on this fractal, please?
Well, this literally plays out just like from June of 2020 to September of 21. This is June of 24 to September of 25. So it's literally the same exact time span from that, from that run up to the all-time high to from now, and seeing like, okay, well, what's that fractal look like? Just curious. Now, here's the thing that I found interesting as well. At the time that I did this, and now the ratio has changed, right? The market's choosing again, like Sami pointed out, between EHEX and PHEX, and it's down around 3.5 to 1. At this point, it was around 4.5 to 1 last week. So when I did the math, actually, it's in a tweet I'll have somewhere. Check out my Twitter if you want to look at it. In the tweet, it says, hey, 4.5 to 1. And EHEX is at 13.5. If we held that same ratio, that would put PHEX at 58 cents. Woo! And that is technically what? An all-time high. Glory unlocked, right? Boom. So it's just all of it together. I know it's a little witchcraft, a little voodoo, a little weird, but I found it kind of curious, and people like this kind of stuff. It's fun to have a little hopium with some actual things that have happened in the past. So if we want to zoom in and look at what's actually happening versus what could happen, we have done what? We were here last the 21st or the 20th. What was it? 27th is today. 20th, right there. Thursday. So when we did the stream last time, we were right there. And I said, okay, we're on the bottom of the channel. Look for support or resistance at the 21 EMA. And what happened on that daily channel or on that daily candle? We broke through it.
But we broke through. We smashed it.
We broke through it. And then where'd we go? We wicked directly and hit just the tip of the wick, hit the top of that trend line. So those are the kind of things that I find remarkable. So right there, boom, it hits it. It pulls back. The following candle is a doji, right? It's like an indecision doji, or not, I'm sorry, it's a spinning top, which is typically bullish. And then the following candle is what? Green candle up. And then what are we hitting now? So now we have broken through. We had the spinning top. It came back and wicked down to the 21 EMA. So what are we looking for? We're looking to break through it, and then we're looking for 21 EMA to become support. So 21 EMA became support. Now we're up against the 55 EMA. So we're right at it. Like at the moment, we are dead nuts on the 55 EMA. If we were to make the full measured move out of this channel, we'd be looking at getting up to about 002, right? And which makes sense because there's a lot of activity and some tops in that range. So, there's be a potential to pull back here. The stronger thing long-term as far as just building structure as you go up is, that we would come up, we'd come back here, test the top of this line, and then we would march on up. And then we'd have to break the 100 EMA and then the 200 EMA on up and then keep on trucking. So, but hey, green candles are good. I'm happy about it. The firstborn son is showing dad, like trying to get dad's attention. Like, Dad, look, be proud of me, Dad. Love me.
That's your interpretation.
Who knows what's going on? But hey, you
Oh
know,
my
I like green candles, and it's fun to see them, especially when you got bags of them.
But your
Um,
timeline, I like that. I think the time projection and as events play out. Actually, can I interject something here?
Sure.
When I was prepping for this show, because you know it's always this high quality production. Obviously,
It
I
is
was
indeed.
looking around in old bookmarks of mine, and there is a site, and I just clicked it to see if it's still alive
Clickety.
because I used that a lot in 2018 2019 to figure out where we were at, and this website gives like logarithmic price predictions
Yeah.
of
This looks
where
familiar.
Bitcoin is supposed to be in the future. And if you look at this, let me enhance. Can you guys see this? You guys.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So this would mean that the whole summer, all the way up till October, we will be going sideways. Worst
Yep.
thing,
Yes.
57, or highest where we're currently at, 61, 63, 65. And then a kind of Santa Claus rally. Then we make jumps 75K, 85K. And it goes, you know, in 10K ladder steps, which makes sense. And then a
Oh, it's got
blow
peaking
off
out in
top,
January of
a
26. Wow.
blow off top here in
Oh, in December
December next year,
of 25. That makes
maximum
sense.
180K. And then
What?
we reverse, which goes kind of no financial advice, but goes in line with a lot of the theories that we have been
Well, and that's
trying to
8
map
years
out.
after that's 8 years after what it did in 2017-18, right? I mean, it wasn't it the December
Yeah,
run up,
it's
wasn't that right?
based on historical data, based
Yes.
on the stock to flow model, etc.
Yeah,
So it's
makes
interesting.
sense.
Based on AI taking over your mind.
Yeah,
It
right.
never,
I mean,
it was never back in the day in 2017, 18. It was never really hitting that, but it gives you
no
like
general
an
idea,
idea, a
right?
general
Yeah, kind of the
direction.
shape of right.
Exactly. And I think
Mhm.
it's in line with what you just said and what we've been saying here when we look at the stock to flow model on previous episodes. So
Yep.
I think that'll be the roadmap, guys.
Yep. And I mean, I
true.
think it'll be interesting too, because I wanted to ask Papa if you guys covered this, like, because I was kind of in and out. I showered and dried off and ran around the house a little
And
bit.
thank
then,
you from a
Right on.
grateful community for the shower. Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I do my best.
Yeah.
But as far as the Bitcoin payouts, I heard it a couple different ways. Like they were going to get, because I mean, think about it. Okay, if Mt. Gox was holding other people's, like it was hacked or whatever they call it, and they
Right.
lost that Bitcoin, they lost X number of Bitcoin. So if I had 5 Bitcoin that
Mhm.
Mt. Gox absconded with, then I would expect 5 Bitcoin back. But if they're telling me, oh no, we're going to give you the equivalent dollar value in Bitcoin, so you're going to get 0.012 Bitcoin or whatever, because the
Yep.
price is so much higher now, because that's the same dollar value as your 5 Bitcoin back then. If that's, here's my question, if that's the way they're doing it, where's the other 4.9 Bitcoin? Like if they're only
Right.
giving me 0.1 of it,
Yeah.
like who gets it? The government? Like I don't
The
get it.
ambulance
That's what we were
guy.
talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be great if you understood the inner workings of the Japanese government, but it goes to the BOJ, I think, and then they dump it on the market.
Right.
Later.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. So it's like, okay, we don't have to worry about like the little guy. It's kind of like BlockFi. You know, the SEC got $50 million, but the people that got scammed by BlockFi didn't get it. The SEC kept it. So same
Yep.
thing. We're not going to have to worry about the little guy finally getting his windfall after
No.
10 years and dumping it on the market. It's going to be
No.
Uncle Sam.
It's going to be the
Yeah.
Germans. Yeah.
No, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be the Japanese this
The
time.
This time.
Japanese.
It's going to be their version. Their version of
No
payback
more.
for-
And now they still
what you
say,じゃあなるべく早く7月ビットコインに上げます少々お待ちくださいませ And by the way, guys, I was in Japan just a couple days ago. I don't mean to break
Yeah.
into Toby's segment, but I actually got into an altercation. My son was... Yeah. So look, you got to understand the Japanese throw like the best shit away because in their culture, they go through their power consumers. That's why they're all, crying in the streets right now because the yen is so cheap and they can't go out and constantly shop in Tokyo. And they throw away stuff just when it's a little bit used because they need something new all the time. So in my my son's building, that he lives with his my ex-wife place, they have a gomi place, which is a place that they put recyclables and then trash and whatever. The recyclable room is like a treasure trove of amazing like near perfect stuff. And it's all got these stickers to be taken away by special gummy people that dispose of it the right way. Well, there was an item, it was a Dyson vacuum cleaner, the model that I have. And here in Hawaii, we can't get the lithium batteries anymore. And this thing had a brand new lithium battery on it. You got to unscrew it with one screw. And I saw it instantly and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to definitely take that. Because I can't get it. I can fly with it, but I can't order it. And you got to, in order to get that battery, you got to buy a whole new $400 Dyson. So my son's watching me. This is great fathering, right? My son's there with me. And I got the thing in my hand. I got the battery almost out. And then, of course, the lady that watches over the room opens the door and she screams in Japanese, "Is that yours?" And I said, "It is now." And she says, "No, it's not." And I swear to God, she grabs it. First she grabs my arm, and then I smack her away because I'm like, "Nani tandaromae?" So I'm yelling at her in this guttural Japanese, and it's not going well. And then she latches on to the actual part, and my son looks at his grown father sitting there in a tug of war. It's a tug of war between a woman that's probably 10 years my senior, yelling at me saying that I'm a thief. And I said, "Look, lady, would a thief offer you 5 times the sticker value of this thing?" She's like, "I'm not taking any money." I'm like, "So what would you take? Me pulling you down the hall, or what's the deal?" So I guess the point is
throwing it away. It was on the curb to throw away, right?
It's not on the curb. It's in the actual zone where you have to pay. In Japan, you got to pay for your special stuff to be gone. So she says, "Somebody paid for the sticker," and I said, "I'm willing to cover it times 5. In cash to you right now. Just let the fuck go of it. I just want the battery. Take the rest of it back away." She's like, no, I'll call the cops. And I said, all right. So here I was on borderline, right? But the point of the matter is, never underestimate the ability of the Japanese to follow the written fucking rules. It was ingrained in their culture at the time of the first emperor, who had huge penalties for minor crimes, to civilize the whole community in one generation. Basically says, if you stole a handful of rice, it's death. If you spoke out against the emperor, it's death. Everything was death, and terrible ways of death, like bearing you up to your neck and then slathering you with pitch and lighting you on fire. It was terrible shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point is, with this Mt. Gox thing, I always told you guys, there's no way that this Bitcoin finds its way back into the hands of the actual people that lost it. It's all going to be, it's the tangent is not going to get his Bitcoin back. He deserves it back. They all deserve it back, of course.
Really,
but I set precedent. I know, because I set precedent in Saitama, right? And I know how hard it is to actually set precedent in Japan. It's really, really tough. So back to the stuff. Toby, sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate the colorful explanation.
Yeah. By the way, I did not get the battery.
I would have looked at her.
Yeah, I didn't get the battery.
You didn't end up with the battery.
Did not. She was latched on. Yeah. She was going to hurt herself. I didn't want to yank anymore. I was embarrassing myself in front of my son. I just simply said, "Is this really worth it at the end?" But the reason I held on so long is because she said in Japanese, she's like, "Why is it always these foreigners that do this?"
Exactly.
So I'm like, "Woman,
Racist.
you know that I'm holding on to this now."
Right.
Yeah.
PLS Hex, all that I trust.
Yeah, it's good to know that racism is alive and well in the declining population of Japan. Good job.
No doubt. And I mean, and you spoke the language, so it's like you
absolutely
understand that you know what I mean. Like if you were some dumb American that looked at her and was like, "Das Arigato, Mr. Roboto."
Yeah, right.
And then like, you know what I mean? Then,
yeah.
She might have been shocked if you.
Yeah, but no, I was yelling at her in like Yakuza Ben, like rolling my R's and puffing up my chest, but she was not letting go. This old woman is like, "Oh, this is my job and I gotta follow the rules, god damn it. You can't have this trash. You're a trash thief. You're a trash thief."
You got to have your son wear like a GoPro next time just so he can see your antics in the world at large.
Look, somewhere there was a security camera that caught the whole thing. I'm going to be a wanted man when I go back to Japan. Well, trust me.
Right.
Have you seen this man wanted for trash digging?
It's funny. There'll be posters.
Bitch, it's a down market. I need this battery.
Right, no doubt. It's
Yeah,
like, are you not
yeah.
paying attention? All right, so here we're moving on to Pulse. Pulse, here we are again. We're in this descending orange channel. On the 20th, that was back here, and we were trying to work our way back up to the middle. You know, again, I was saying, hey, you know, what do we need to do? We need to try to punch through the 21 EMA and use the support and then keep working up. And if we can't get there, then we're likely to go to the bottom of this channel. What did we do? We went down and literally wicked right to the bottom of the channel. This little blue line, this was me kind of indicating that we were hoping to get, you know, kind of a rounded bottom and that we'd maybe bottom here instead of further down. It just, by the luck of the draw, like no pun intended, it, you know, lined up with my blue line, but my blue line really meant nothing. I mean, it was just trying to have some hope in a shitty looking chart. And then lo and behold, it has played out to the downside. We're getting a little bit of rejection off the bottom, which is good. So, you know, what that would indicate is we're going to make another run at the 21 EMA, which would put us up around 4046. If we can't punch through and work our way to the top of the channel, then, you know, trend is your friend. So I'd be looking at more downward motion in this channel. Next support at quadruple 04. So not great, but you know, it's just what the chart is indicating at the moment. But you know, as we all know, it can change like it did back here.
The market decides
quickly, whether it's Sack Daddy or the market just decides. You know, some news, and also July 8th is not far away, and that's Richard's response to. Or I'm sorry, the SEC's response to Richard's attorney's request to dismiss, if I'm not mistaken, motion to dismiss. So then at that point, Richard's attorneys will have a chance to reply to their reply. So, you know, we'll see if there's any news that comes out around then. You know, that could be, you know, maybe he makes a bullish tweet, you know, maybe some other people find out some stuff. I mean, you never know. It's so news dependent. Like,
yes.
Yeah. So that's that. Moving on to Pulse X. Again, we have a descending white channel that we've been in for a while. And then I was trying to kind of make sense mid-channel, like what was happening, because we didn't get all the way back to the bottom. And we had started to work our way back up again. So what's cool about this, I put another little orange channel in here to try to make sense of it. But you know, I don't know. I don't have a ton of confidence in this particular pattern. I mean, it could be something.
But you do know that the bridge was also down the last day or two, I think.
Oh, I did not know that.
Down. And you see down at the one volume candles on your chart. This could very well be indicative of that. So there was an actual
the
outage.
Bridge is
on the
out.
Bridge.
Danger.
The bridge, like the bridge, like the Pulsechain bridge.
The Pulsechain bridge. Yeah. So it was.
Was it just bogged down, or was it just
for more than a day? I don't know why. We don't know. We don't know how. We don't know when. But it was off. So
that's not 100% uptime, is it, boys? Oops.
Well, that's the bridge. That's the bridge.
I know. I'm just saying, you know, it's like, you know, whatever. I'm on Team E-Hex. All right, Dad. So
let's go.
Let's fucking go. But here's a cool part. Here's a little bit of hopium on the PulseX chart. We did get a little pumpage here, and we did break above and hold above the 21 EMA, and you can actually see there quite clearly what happened. If I can pull it over here and zoom in real close, you can see we broke through it, wicked back down, came back up, wicked above this orange channel, which may or not be a real thing, and then we came right down, wicked a little bit below the yellow 21 EMA, and then closed right on it. Then we opened the next day, which is today, and we're trying to work our way back through if this orange channel is a real thing. See, normally I like to get at least 2 to 3 body candle closes on the line, right? So like even here, I got like 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. So that's kind of close, which would be bullish because then we're actually breaking above it. And then that could be indicative of a line up, you know, and like, you know, as I hope everyone has learned by this point, if you've been watching me for any length of time, what's the measured move of a parallel channel? It is the height of the channel. So if we're breaking out of this particular channel, which I believe was yellowish, then you'd be looking at a move up to 4026. And that would be well above the 55 EMA. So you know, if this is a real channel and this is a real breakout, that would be the move on that. Otherwise, I'd be looking for resistance at the 55 EMA at Quattro 023, and at the top of the channel that I had more confidence in, which is this white channel that, you know, has been playing out for a minute. And that would be at about 0023 as well. Yeah, right in that same region. So that's that. probably the most bullish of the group. Moving on to PHEX. Oof, PHEX. The golden sun, not looking so golden.
Like PHEX pumping EHEX.
Yep. Now here's what's interesting. If as I try not to touch my charts between, like, if I'm adding something, I might add something, but it's like I try not to take anything away, because it's like I'm not trying to, like, make myself look more prophetic than I am, right? So so here's the deal. This is the 20th. We were right here, and we were bouncing back into, or we were trying to get back into this white channel. And I was saying how when you break out of a channel, there's a couple things that will happen. Either you will make the full measured move of that channel, but it might not happen immediately. You could try to get back in and get rejected. And then what happened? We got rejected literally the next day, came down, didn't make a full measured move, because the full measured move would have been significantly lower. So it was kind of a tepid move down, right? So here it is. We rejected down, didn't make the full move down, but we're trying to get back in and we're getting rejected. So that's where I drew these little squiggles. Same here. It's like, what are you looking for on a breakout? You're looking for it to break out, come back and retest, and then go. Same rule applies on the downside. If you're looking for downside, you want it to reject and come back down lower, right? You want like a false, like a bull trap, more or less, right? It's like trying to go up and like, nope, not yet. So that looks kind of like what's happening.
Get another shot at parity.
Right, dude. I'm telling you. I mean, I don't know exactly what the math is now on it. I think it's on GoPulse.
1, 2, 3 at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2.
For like a split second, as I clicked that, I thought it had my portfolio up. I'm like, don't.
Yeah. Actually, you do. Unfortunately, it's $2.42 of ink.
All your shit coins.
A little bit of a pucker. A little bit of a pucker moment. But yeah, it looks like, oh, damn, 1 to 3.2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, so the market, I mean, we were pretty much at like anywhere from 1.7 to 2.5 was the ratio, like 1.7 to 1 and 2.5 to 1. That was kind of the range that we were in for quite a while.
Yeah.
Before
before
that
the
thing.
tweet.
Yeah. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. I'm happy with my bags, and hopefully everyone else is taking advantage of the opportunities along the way. Moving on to my favorite of the Pulsechain tokens. Are the funny youngest child,
Shrinky Dink.
The ink don't stink.
Shrinky Dinky Inky. Now, so here, and this gets a little convoluted because it's like I got a lot going on. So we've got the two parallel yellow channels that we were trying to make sense of. Had this big whoop down, so it's like I integrated it here. It was parallel with the previous parallel channel, so I just kind of tied it in. Went to the top of this one again, which just was more confirmation that this top one was legit. Worked our way down, and then you can see here where we bounced off that yellow 21 EMA repeatedly, even wicked below it a little bit, came back above it, made the measured move of the top channel, rolled over, and then I believe it was around this time that the death tweet happened, so this got impacted as well. So we rolled over, couldn't quite stay above the 21 EMA, came down, tried to wick above it, and then we've been down below it ever since, right? So we've just been trending slowly down. Trend is your friend stuff. And then when you zoom in a little bit, within these yellow patterns, it's pretty clear that this is a pattern, this white channel, even though I don't have like what I like to normally have, which is body candle closes at least 2 on each side. I've only got 1 on the bottom, but I'm pretty confident this wick kind of rounds it out, and the top seems pretty solid. There's a lot of touches on the top, and we're following it, right, for a while. And the midline, I also look at the midline. You can see kind of a blue dashed line that's the 50% way in the middle of this white channel, and we have a lot of action on both sides of that, respecting that line. So all that makes me feel like this is legit. Now, here's something that's a little different about this particular token that I'm looking at. And I'm a yield farmer. I like my ink yield.
Honest work.
Right. And I'm paying attention here. We can't seem to get above this 21 EMA. And you might think to yourself, well, it's just, hey, Toby, it's just that, it's the trend is your friend, and it's the thing, and you're just going to go down here, and, maybe we touch the bottom, and then we come back up to the top of it, and then maybe we start working our way back up. Yeah, that'd be great. I would love that. However, I identified another area, and this is like, it's too complicated to go into on such a short stream, but it has to do with some of the other indicators that I have available on TradingView. And I was kind of extrapolating some of that information over here. It has to do with RSI and stochastics and stuff. And also you can just kind of see it. There's a little bit of activity in here and here and in here and in here at the 235. And that's been an interesting area. Like we just wick below it, we come back above, we get below it just a touch again above. 235 for whatever reason seems significant to me, in that if we don't hold 235, I think not only will we go to the bottom of this channel, which takes us about 2, I think we might do the break to the downside. And if we do the break to the downside, then you're looking at like $1.40, $1.35, and which, you know, lines up with some more activity on these peaks over here. So you know, that would suck. I don't want that. So I hope 235 holds and that we can start working our way back up, you know. But, you know, essentially what you want to be looking at is this 21 EMA. If we get above 250 and hold, that's good stuff, right? If we break below 235, I'd be holding on for dear life at $2. If we don't hold $2, look out below. So, but with it being paired with PulseX, which seems to be the strongest of the Pulsechain pairs or Pulsechain coins right now, that should help kind of hold it up a little bit, right? With Hart's Law. So,
speaking of Toby,
and then you want to see Bitcoin?
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's do Bitcoin.
Got to see Big Daddy Bitcoin, and then we can talk about whatever you like. Okay, just to knock this part
like going away. Yes.
Yeah.
Like running the outro.
Okay, so this is the one that I only got to talk about and not like pull up last week because we didn't pull it back up. And,
yes,
like, we couldn't get the
let's
screen share to work a second time. So here's what's cool. All right, so we've similar thing on this one. Let me get this thing highlighted and colored up brighter. This is the big fractal that I put in that went way back to I think it was like 6 months before. 6 months before the halving, because I was just curious. I'm like, well, hey, it's like, how does this line up with what we're doing 6 months prior to the halving? And that's how I chose to lay it in where I did. And then that's where it gave me the predictions of 74,000 by the halving, which everyone was like, what? I'm like, hey, dude, I'm just saying this fractal. That's what the fractal's saying. I don't know, maybe. And then that's exactly what we did. So what's interesting is that we've kind of come sideways, and we didn't get the big dump down exactly like the fractal, which would have taken us to about 50,000. And typically at this point in the fractal, we'd be coming back up. So the fractal's kind of like failed, kind of, sort of, or has it? Because if you shrink the if you squanch it down this way, then
you shrink the
give it a little squanch, a little stretch, a little squanch. You go this way and that way with it, right? Okay, it's like getting a big sandwich and just squeezing it down and then pulling it out.
Oh, schmear on the sandwich.
The schmears. So then that kind of would show caffeinated. I'm sorry. That kind of would show what's happening, which is like a pullback, but not as deep as previous cycle pullbacks, which is usually after the pre-halving run up. You get about a 39% pullback sideways for months, and then the run up. So I think it's just going to be a muted pullback, and we're right now resting on, as everyone should know, this 55 EMA is the green squiggle, and we're right on it. And this is the 3-day. 3 days even more significant than the 1 day. Like if you go out to the 1 day, things change up a little bit. But the longer the time frame, the more significant, or the more reliable, I would say, the indications are. So we're holding at the 51. But I think, just to wrap up with this one, this was a squiggle I had before where I was hoping we'd stay above it, ride the top line, and reject and run. Obviously, that didn't occur yet, so we'll kind of get him out of the way, and we'll see how invert him. Yeah, we can just flip it over and it'll run down. Now, I mean, again, like if this is a real pattern, which is it, because it's like you could play with it a little bit and be like, well, wait a minute, is it really more like that? Because if you want to do candle closes, that kind of meets that criteria, and that kind of does too. So you could adjust that out that way, and then you make your, like I was looking here, like this was a bull flag. So if we want to play that game again and say that our breakout comes in September of this year for Bitcoin, then that shows us running up to the top of the line, which would be around 100K, which I think which is close to the thing that you showed earlier, because it showed a run, the Christmas run, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Last Christmas I had the runs.
Yep. So if we get the Christmas runs from some bad gravy, then where you heard it first. So yeah, so that's kind of, I don't know, make what you will.
That's kind of where we're at, huh?
It's fun, if nothing else.
Toby, can we see ETH on the way out? Can we see?
Dude,
ETH?
I don't have ETH.
How
we
dare
don't
you?
do ETH. We don't do
track
ETH on this
How
show.
dare you?
Because it is
How
what it
dare
is. I
you.
mean, to me, ETH is a long-term hold. You know, I make sure I've got enough to end my hex
For
stakes
gas. Yeah,
way
yeah.
down the line.
Yes.
And I just
Well,
don't
okay.
track it because it's not something I'm
Well,
not stacking sats. I'm not trying to get more Bitcoin.
Okay.
I
Speaking
mean,
of callbacks,
Yes.
Toby, you know, there's all this wear and tear on DJ and my equipment and our seats and all the green room snacks. Can I invoice you for $15 in Venmo?
on your Venmo.
For wear and tear on your nerves.
Yeah.
It's a steep hill to climb, you guys.
There we go.
Sure, man. I'll
The
see
good
what I can
old,
do.
the good old steam engine
Chat seems
wins.
to have enjoyed us. Hello,
Oh,
chat.
let's go
Always a pleasure.
Bitcoin.
Go,
Get it
the
going.
little Bitcoin that
Cool.
could. Stanley Steamer.
Thing that could.
Yeah.
A little.
There we go.
Yikes.
Yep, and good for the atmosphere, of course.
Anyway,
Indeed.
Yep.
I gotta
for the
show my
environment.
shit. I gotta show my shit before we leave.
Shill your shit.
Shill it.
Tomorrow,
Shoot your shot.
or actually tomorrow morning, yeah, in about 8 hours or so from now, I'm streaming with the Australian guys. They invited me to the DeFi Down Under late night.
Oh, cool.
Like for me, it's the wake up show, but for them, it's late in the evening. So that's happening on Friday, and then on the weekend, I absolutely hit the big time. Let me share my.
Yeah.
Yes, you
the
finally
DJ
made
thing.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in the
Jesus,
pantheon of streaming DJs now.
Man, I'm taking part in the Twitch Affiliate Festival, which
Nice.
is happening this weekend. And there's 82 DJs playing. I'm one of them. Of course, I'm representing Hex and Pulschain hard on this one.
Yeah.
You know, they always have 300-400 people watching these things live on Twitch. It's like a Twitch official thing. And I'm up
300?
there. It's a lot. So that may or may not be good exposure for us. So I'm trying my best. But please come through and support me. They have not issued an exact spot list yet, like a time schedule. So I don't know when it's going to be. It could be. My hunch is it's on Sunday, but it could be
Can you
starting tomorrow in the
can you
afternoon.
I was just going to ask, can you simulcast your, like, whenever you figure out your time slot, are you allowed
Yeah.
to simulcast what you're doing to your own socials?
Am I allowed? I'll just,
I don't know. I just didn't know if
do
it was
it.
like a thing, like you're doing it through their link or something.
Yeah,
and then,
it
like,
goes
yeah.
through it's on their channels, but the links are there much. But like, if I find out more when exactly, because it would be cool if the Hexicans would come through in the chat.
Yeah,
and,
totally. Right.
throw
Go
some
and
emotes
support
and make some noise.
our own DJ Geriatric.
Yep.
Right.
He will
But
be
it's,
spinning the
that's
discs.
that's one
Hope
way
anybody
to
can have
getting our branding exposed to no coiners and gamers on the Twitch platform, which is
Yep.
all that I'm about there. So this is kind of nice that I've been asked to play
Yep.
at this festival. So it's a 30-minute
just to
set,
support-
which I
and it doesn't have to-
pre-recorded and send it to them. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be just like in strides toward a shill. It's like to support you, man. It's like you've been a huge part of this community for a long time and been a
Thank you.
wonderful. You've made huge contributions for years now. And, just if nothing else to support you and your music, I think you do a great, I mean, I obviously we are of an age, so, a lot of your music choices resonate with me, but I mean, I'm a big music enthusiast, been to a ton of festivals and shows, and I think you're a fantastic DJ. So yeah,
very
man, good
much.
luck
Very
and congrats. And I hope a lot of people support you.
And I want to say thank you, DJ Cryptomatic. Anytime that you're on streaming, you do work the Hex community, the best that we have, into every one of your streams with love and support and professionality, right? You have, and your shills are a natural progression. This, by the way, is the last compliment I'll ever give you, so enjoy it.
Hang on, dude. Hang on.
I'm taking this all in right now.
I love your work, but more importantly, that whenever you get a chance, you tastefully work in Hex and Hex.com and Pulsechain into your art, and that is the mark. That is the mark of a great person in our community. So thank you very much for your service.
So kind. I don't know what to say besides outro.